Hey ladies, my name is Braden and welcome back to another video. Today, this is not a thirst trap. I have to make that clear. This is just my daily life and me being comfortable with myself, and this is part of the journey. I can't show you the years that it's taken me to get here, but I kind of explained it at the end. I just want to say that I support the gay community and I'm not queerbaiting. This is just me, like, somebody commented, be comfortable about your sexuality, whether it's bi, gay, or whatever. It could be straight too. Like, I would only ever do that with a lady. You know what I mean? Thumbnail. Okay. What am I doing right here? I have some stories. No. I have some characters to read about. That I've been, like, this is what I've been working on lately. So read and talk. Maybe some bikers will come by and they'll hear it too. Oh, that's a great idea. That's not what I'm expecting from these YouTube comment sections. Say, hey, this is what I've been doing today, and then I'm gonna color. Because yeah. So these are the villains that I've actually created myself. Now that I think about it, like all of them, which is pretty interesting to make your own rogues gallery. I've never done this before the way I'm doing it right now. I always like adapt and change and relate to, like find parallels between, which you're gonna see a lot of parallels in this with what's going on in my life currently, because hey, this is a season's worth of content, right? A lot of pages. Like my hands, I always get scared I'm gonna get like, what is it? Arthritis or something? Olivia Hook, Captain Hook. She's not a mind reader, but something more intimate and terrifying. She can trace emotional residue. She feels what someone's felt in a space, in a moment, in a touch. Think of it like empathetic trailblazing. Speak, buddy. Empathetic trailblazing. She walks into a room, and the last heartbreak, the most repressed guilt, the strongest longing, the shimmer through her senses like emotional aftershocks. They shimmer through her senses like emotional aftershocks. She can replicate some of those emotions in others, not illusions, more like mood hacking, but it requires connection, physical, vocal, spectacle, proximity. Emotion tracer. She can smell recent feelings in places and people, tracking pain. Joy, fear, like psychic footprints. Emotional amplification. She can bring buried emotions to the surface, especially shame, regret, desire, causing people to act rationally or freeze mid-fight. Olivia is calm, collected, poised, and precise. She doesn't monologue, she dissects. She doesn't rage, she unravels. Brayden finds her attractive, but it's unsettling, like being pulled towards a cliff edge. Cliff with 2 F's. That's how hard okay, sorry. I'm feeling a little nervous, and that's how I get out of my comfort zone by being overly sexual. She doesn't flirt. If anything, she undresses people with silence, with precision, with truth. Not a romantic foil. She's a psychological adversary, a mirror of emotional intelligence gone cold, strategic, and merciless. Brayden's empathy sense, post-goblin seer mutation. Warmth as alert. He doesn't get full emotional reads, just subconscious temperature shifts, like a tingle of presence or an emotional barometer, whatever that word means. I think I kind of know. It's subtle, not like Peter's spidey sense that screams danger or whispers intuition. Works best when someone is emotionally close, physically or relationally. The stronger the emotional intent, the warmer the sensation. Instead of a full-blown madness or aggression, the strain he was exposed to left him with heightened parasocial empathy. It's unstable sometimes, it flares during conflict. Other times it's just this faint warmth that guides him. So what is that? That is... Because my Spider-Man, he has the Goblin Serum. He doesn't have, like, he wasn't bit by a spider. He just has the powers because he has a Spider-Man suit. And then with the Spider-Man suit, he happened to stumble upon a super soldier serum, which is the Goblin Serum, if you didn't know. Like the Goblin Serum, which is Oscorp trying to make the super soldier serum, in my opinion. So that's what it is, and it's like, it's an experimental thing. Ooh, with great power comes great responsibility, but like, do you deserve to give yourself that power? You know what I mean? Like, who are you to choose that? Especially when it's something so crazy that made the Green Goblin, and why not? Captain Hook tries to trace him. She gets blurred reads, static, or emotional noise. Braden's empathy isn't broadcasting his feelings, it's shielding him, making him harder to read. So I kind of negate her. I think that's pretty cool. That like I developed this character, I developed her powers based on smell and stuff, and yeah, she can't really know how to tell how I'm feeling and stuff, which is her advantage over people, right? So I mean, she's still a foil for me, but can't really directly affect me. Well, she can, but like I'm there, you know what I mean? Braden feels wary warmth around her, like his empathy sends flares and warning, but not in fear, more like conflicted recognition. Their encounters become emotionally tense, neither can fully read each other, neither can fully read the other, so their duel becomes guesswork layered with missteps and risks. Captain Hook is less traditional femme fatale and more of a charismatic enigma, beautiful, authoritative, emotionally elusive, and subtly dangerous. Not flirtatious, but magnetic. Every word has double meaning, every glance lingers a little too long. She's not trying to sleep with him, she's trying to recruit him, reshape him, or prove a point about human nature. Emotional tracing, near telepathic reads, but dulled around Braden due to his goblin-derived empathy. I also really like that. Like the goblin powerness of it. That goblin mode. Okay, enough of that. I'm getting close to the road if you couldn't tell. It's time to turn back. Her interest in Spider-Man doesn't know he's Braden, at least not right away. Fascinated by Spider-Man's unpredictability, his guilt, his resistance to control. Starts to think Spider-Man is the only one who could challenge her ideology, even sees him as a necessary rival or foil. She's seductive without being sexual. Her appeal is in her control, her calm, and her psychological depth. Damn, I got up there. Hear sirens. Oh, fuck me. In my eye. My entire body. All of it. They can just claim me. I'm here for it. And they just want to in the eye. It's in there. Like what? It's part of me. That exists now. Kind of a bug. I'll get to that later. I have a bug character. What? You're missing, it's really funny, the action. Everything reminds me of sex. I wanted to say, they're on my legs now. It just makes me think of women's legs. Like there's a scene idea with this character, and it's because she's gonna be my boss. I didn't write that down because I didn't know if I needed to add it, but yeah, that's a character trait of her. She's Braden's boss, but then, ooh, she's against Spider-Man. There's a lot of dragonflies here. How do they live and stuff? Why are they just on the ground right now? A bunch of them. They're like the tiny blue ones. Maybe that's not even a dragonfly, I don't think. She comes into the room and she doesn't have her shoes on, and she's like wearing like red dress and stuff because that's her theme. I also didn't write she has like this red velvet coat. You know what I mean? Like Captain Hook. Tree just broke. Are you okay, sir? Why does she speak in double meaning? keeps her emotionally in control, lets her test others without revealing her true hand. Function like spiderwebs, she weaves a conversation that traps people slowly. Reflect her powers. Just like she traces, she also speaks in emotional and hidden truths. There's genuinely a lot to go over. Smell is memory. Instinct, intimacy. It's one of the senses that can't be blocked off consciously. Just normal consciously, to make that clear. I kind of stuttered my words there. Smell is primal. Animals use it for tracking, mating, danger, and emotional reading. She walks into a room and feels what's happened. Final fight. Something pushes him past the point, and then boom, he decks her with a perfect brutal Spider-Man punch. Blood, snap, silence. She stops talking, and for the first time, she doesn't know what he's feeling. She can't smell it. She's alone. She's manipulative, plays mind games. The pinnacle, it's not just a fight. It's an unraveling of everything Brayden's hoped for emotionally, and when he breaks Captain Hook's nose and ends her grip on emotions, he's not just beating the big bad, he's breaking the chain that's linked to his sense of self. He's breaking the chain that's linked his sense of self to what others reflect back at him. Oh, it's so silent around me now. You hear that? What was that, an owl? Like, actually? Olivia Hook runs the docks. She becomes the spider at the center of the web in Beaver Creek. She's a public-facing figure, elegant, poised, philanthropic, but secretly an orchestrator of crime. Powers: emotional reading, scent-based empathy. She can smell fear, attraction, guilt, lies. Empathetic overdrive. By syncing her breath or scent, she can nudge a person's emotions subtly, not full control, but enough to steer a choice. Loss of power. When she loses her scent in the climax, she's reduced from a goddess to a schemer. Next, we have probably my first or second biggest rival. Like this is one of my villains, is how I feel about this character. John Bowen, chess master. Affiliation, independent. Formerly Kingpin of Chicago and New York before that for a little bit. Now part of Beaver Creek's underground network. School teacher, wrestling coach. Formerly underground crime boss right now. Late 40s to early 50s, power, Omega level mutant. You know how cool it is to make your own Omega level character? But also, like, because to me this is all real, at least in my universe. So, like, he's one of the most powerful mutants on the earth, and he's my villain. And I'll get to his powers. Oh yeah. Telepathy, telekinesis, mind blocks, illusions, memory editing. That's so powerful. I'm like, when I made him originally, years ago, like, freshman year or whatnot, I'm like, what is the most powerful power that you cannot stop? Especially, like, being me, I'm not some Iron Man character or anything. So, like, what could they do? And I mean, reading your mind, controlling your mind, like, that's like Taskmaster reading your mind. Oh, I know what you're gonna do. Taskmaster can't read minds, but like, for me, that's the kind of predictability that sucks. Like, what can I do against that type of villain? It's like I need help. That's early season stuff. He's a returning villain, which is cool. He has a daughter, a wife, a son, and Brayden to him, he's a former romantic partner of his daughter's, viewed as a threat, possibly a pawn. I really want to find like a me spot right here, somewhere. It's loud though. I'd have to yell, "Oh my goodness, this is not good. Where did all the water go? What the heck?" kind of sad. Why was it there to begin with? Does rain need to happen? But there's grass in there. As in, hey, it's maybe been a few days. Also, walked into the spider web. Whatever. Let's keep going. I honestly just kind of feel awkward because like the pathway's right next to me. Better known in criminal circles as chess master. He's disciplined, intelligent, and morally compromised mutant. A once principled school teacher and devoted father, he gradually embraced criminality not for the greed, but as a means of protecting and providing for his family, especially during financial instability in post-Chicago upheaval. Because like I mentioned, the New York kingpin factor, I made him leave. I'm like, yeah, leave. And then he goes to Chicago. Oh my goodness. Guess where I end up going? Chicago. I'm like, you cannot be the kingpin here. You have to go anywhere else. Boom. I follow him. And then I have to take him down again. Like, you see where the animosity grows. His dual life as an educator and mastermind mirrors the contradictions in his parenting. Nurturing but controlling, wise but manipulative, loving but conditional. With a mind sharper than most, Chessmaster sees every interaction as a calculated move. His powers, especially his ability to lock memories or block thoughts, make him dangerously precise. He has used his ability to protect his daughter, control his enemies, and even push former allies into ruin. Now allied with Olivia Hook and returning to Beaver Creek's shadows, Chessmaster is more patient and terrifying than ever. He operates like a general, newer in the fray, but always 10 steps ahead. He believes never in the fray, but always 10 steps ahead. He believes society's rules are game for the naive, and homegirl was taking a selfie. He believes society's rules are game for the naive, and most men appreciate the word should. He may see Braden's Spider-Man as an unworthy distraction, a wild piece on his daughter's board, or a symbol of a future he can't control. Calculating, poised, soft-spoken, deeply paternal, but patronizing and emotionally distant, believes control equals love, views morality as a scale to balance, not a compass to follow. Is capable of love but resents unpredictability. I walked across a beehive earlier, so I don't want to walk on top of another because I'm very grateful I didn't die or whatnot. I don't know. I always think of Stand By Me. Not that I would die. Tandy Bowen, Goldilocks, Loxy, reformed anti-hero, conflicted X, theme, light and shadow, sacred love, self-denial. Partner to Captain Hook, conflicted. Tandy Bowen and Braden used to be close. She loved him when no one else saw who he really was. I'm just walking in little circles by myself, by the way. A Catholic school rebel and child of educators, she wrestles with guilt, repression, and growing power that refuses to stay hidden. Now known as Goldilocks, or Loxy. Isn't that so cool? It's like so fairy tale vibes, and I came up with it myself. The whole Loxy thing. There's mushrooms down there. Like this is such a prime beehive location. Beehive? From GTA roleplay, Chidoi. She is a multi-dimensional powerhouse. Her bond with Lo, a lunar guardian spirit housed within the half-moon Talbak mask, makes her nearly immortal and mystically enhanced. She teleports through cyberspace. fights with brutal precision and can shapeshift her symbiote enhanced body into webs, blades, snares, or healing tendrils. It didn't mention her grappling hooks. Me. I didn't mention her grappling hooks. Her greatest enemy is herself, afraid of feeling too much, of hurting Braden or being hurt again. She aligns with Hook before realizing her mistake. She thinks her light must hide in the dark. Her arc is about learning she can burn bright and still be loved. That's a big change for that character, but I think it makes a lot of sense and well written. Lucien McManny, Forest Fire. So this is another character. I was kind of sick of like electrical villains and stuff, you know what I mean? There's so much elemental stuff because it's like the easiest thing to just create a whole persona about. Lucien McManny is a fallen, you can also call him Lucy, just a bunch of nicknames you can go there. He goes by Mac. And then McManny, it sounds something like Max Dillon, Mac Gargan. So fallen mentor figure. The theme is corruption of legacy, will over morality. Oscorp disaster marked by Vulcan. Once a trusted coach and neighbor, Lucien Manny was caught in a photonic metallurgy explosion while working on a project Forge Fire. It's the project's name. Instead of dying, he was reborn, fused with flame, light, and metal, cursed by Roman god Vulcan to become his living weapon. Now known as Forest Fire, Lucien is a walking solar forge. His body glows with pain and rage, metal shifting with every beam of light he can manipulate. Light touched metal. I kind of said that awkward. He can manipulate light touched metal, ignite radiant shockwaves. He can detonate into a light nuke if pushed too far. He carries tragedy in his body and betrayal in his breath. Once he watched over Braden, now hunts him as a rival symbol. He's not evil, just believes his fire was meant for more than the quiet life. Has a daughter, a life he was erased from and left it. Used to babysit Braden. It's like after the Forge Fire incident, like Oscorp erased him from reality. Like he signed on to this project to provide for his family, but then it went wrong, so they just said he died and stuff. And then like, what's he gonna do? He's this molten monster sort of thing. He's just gonna go back home? No. Like I don't even know what I'd do in that situation. I think I would go back home. Be like, hey, look at me now. And they'd be like, whoa, look at you now. But I guess he doesn't feel that way. Feels broken, or like he couldn't do it right or something maybe. Mr. Referencer. Role. Wildcard info broker. He's a man who acts like a walking algorithm, somebody who sees life through the lens of commentary, critique, and curated chaos. He's dangerously observant and emotionally unmoored. That's a new word. Flipping between charming and unnerving with a single pause. His info is usually game-changing, but comes with a price. I don't want to villainify TV. That's how I grew up and developed my empathy. I say he's a parallel with abusive, neglectful parents who didn't allow him near TV, so he's fixated on him. He grew up late 40s to early 50s. Mr. Referencer, he reminds me of Jim Carrey, but like also like Sheldon Cooper, you know what I mean? Like just certain qualities from both of them. Allison Scott, Agitator Alligator, role, obsessive monster. Allison Scott was a loud, mouthy, not so brilliant marine biology student with a not so secret admiration for Spider-Man. When an experimental mutation serum connected to the fairy tale activities in her bloodstream, she mutates into Agitator Alligator, a hulking beast-like creature with no visible gender and a massive appetite for blood and recognition. Why does the no visible gender matter? I don't know. I'm sure it can be like, I'm sure people can find a way to relate to this character, because that is how I feel with background, like subconsciously, I think. But really, I'm doing it because I have a lot of girl villains, if you haven't realized, which I think is cool. Like, or maybe it says a lot about me, but the way I'm making them, it just flows naturally into it, and it doesn't feel like overdone because there's so many guy villains and stuff like that. I mean, I don't really see gender like that. Anybody can be evil or good. So I feel it's a choice. But really, it's because when I'm fighting this alligator monster, I'm not gonna be able to find out who it is right away. But also, then, like, I probably think it's a guy. I think it's probably just your first assumption when you're fighting a villain. Oh, this is some dude, like, turned to an alligator. I don't know. That's what I think. I would think right away. As an alligator, she gains animalistic strategic mind and speech. Her fixation on who Spider-Man really is and how he sees her becomes disturbing. Lorena Dodson, White Rabbit. Upper class menace. Theme is wealth, fantasy, and self-parody. Lorena Dodson never took no for an answer, mostly because she was never told it. A rich thrill seeker with a thing for Wonderland aesthetics. She turned to crime because real life bored her. She's that simple. I also have this cool idea for a mutation, kind of like the Demogoblin from the Ultimate Universe, where she just becomes like this giant white rabbit sort of thing. You know, like White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. She's White Rabbit in a sort of different way. Like, she looks hotter. But I think it'd be cool if she had like this Hulk sort of transformation, and it's not going to be like another monster coming out. It's going to be more like this is just her. This is just some power she can use, sort of thing. Because I don't really want to keep, like, I hate that theme. There's a monster, or like there's a beast inside you and you have to contain it or whatever. Like, let's just be us. That's how I feel. Mike Collin, Captain Compensator. Investigative journalist turned anti-hero antagonist. Theme, insecurity weaponized by ego. Partner to Captain Hook. Not romantic or anything, just like working for and with her sort of thing. Because she's like the bitch. That's a compliment. That's kind of rude. She's a bad guy though. So, glad I applied it to the right person. She's just a powerful lady. That's how I would honestly describe her too. Cause there's like admiration in some way. If you couldn't tell. So I really like what I'm doing. I really am proud of this. That's why I'm sharing it. Cause I can't believe I came up with all this, especially this one I'm on right now. Once an investigative journalist for the Beaver Creek Daily Bugle, Mike became obsessed with exposing Spider-Man. He hosts a known investigative segment that devolves into targeted hit pieces on Spider-Man. Behind the scenes, he's battling a gnawing sense of inadequacy. Mike sees Spider-Man as everything he's not. Young, praised, charismatic, free, and begins experimenting with molecular genetics to correct his perceived flaws. As Captain Compensator, he undergoes unstable physical transformations that reflect his insecurity. Bloated muscle, armored extra limbs, reactive sensory systems, adaptive compensation. That's what it'd be called, adaptive compensation. That's their power. His power. That's an interesting noise. The more exposed or humiliating he feels, the more monstrous or overcompensated he becomes. He believes he's the real hero, just overlooked. So this one is kind of like delving into that monster theme, I think, which I didn't really realize when I was creating the character, but like I was just saying, just be who you are. This character kind of is who he's becoming, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's an ugly, excessive kind of power. You feel sorry for him even as he lashes out. Motivation. His obsession stems from belief that Spider-Man is unearned fame. Jealousy masked as morality. Intelligent, petty, and performative, needing attention even in villainy. Doesn't want justice, wants to be proven right about heroes being fake, about people being weak, about himself being undervalued at first. Hold on. And he'll burn the myth out of Spider-Man to prove that. And he'll burn the myth of Spider-Man to prove that. At first, respected skeptic, later erratic, obsessive, accused of slander, but keeps his job through intimidation or blackmail, or maybe even Captain Hook's influence, which I think would be a mixture of both. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how he has the power of Captain Hook. He's like, you gotta keep me in this job. And last, living vampire. Real name unknown. It mosquito. No disrespect to any if they're listening. It's just like, I wouldn't know what to call it. It doesn't have a name because it's a mutation of like a mosquito. I don't even know if it's a mutation. It just exists. I'm still working on it, I guess. Like, it just comes out of the forest and it's just human. It's just been doing this for a while or something like that. But quieter, and then it gets louder. You know what I mean? Role, fairy tale monster, silent hunter. So many monsters. Like, tell me what you think about that. Or what you think about it all. I don't care about the monster aspect. I care about what you think about the ideas. Theme, survival, mutation, addiction, or tragedy. Living vampire isn't a name. It gave itself. It's a nickname. Whispered in hushed tones by ferry captains, joggers, drifters, street kids in Beaver Creek. It comes from fairy tale, which is the forest name, the forest I'm in right now. This is what I named it. Even though it's not called that in real life, I just thought it was a cool name and I spelled it different. I spelled it Efferrytail. I'm like, yeah, that's unique. That's different. It's not too much. It's just being what it is. Unlike the other creatures, this creature developed sentience, not human exactly, but something like it, and above average intelligence, like a reclusive scientist or a wounded philosopher trapped in a monster's body. Tall, gaunt, insectile, resembles a humanoid mosquito, doesn't attack or bloodlust, it feeds to live. Yeah, my bad for ever talking about you. I don't know why the hell he did that to me. So I have to leave this way. I can't walk back that way. Okay. So that's what I've been working on. Having a good day, feeling great. Hope everybody else is too. Okay, on some real shit. I can't afford a room today. I have $12. Can't even buy Hardee's if I wanted to. And not like I'm complaining, because I'd rather have housing than food. But I don't have anything to eat tonight either, which is fine by me. Like, oh, maybe in a day, get a job. Okay. So if you want to donate, link in description, or it's not a link, just my name. Cash App SweetieBro88. So is my Snapchat. Hi. See that? I kept going through it. Kept going through all that. Didn't stop for 1 second, didn't flinch. I mean, talking through my characters. And then that, and then begging. Yeah. Practically on the street right there. Here comes another guy. Hi. It's fine. Oh my god, I want to turn back. Damn, he's fucking booking it. I'm gonna show you how he's running. Damn it, hold on. family of 3. There's people in front of me. Oh my god. There's a mask on. Did you hear me? I said he has a mask on. My dad would have ate that one up. Not like laughed or anything. He would, yeah. I'm just kidding. I don't care. He's probably sick and protecting us from it. Or doesn't want to get bugs in his mouth. Just wants to bite. Who cares, honestly? Right? He was running like this. Like he was doing the monster mash. Like he's chasing me. So what does that say about this? Well, this is a really pride-friendly town. Did you see me? Did you see the forest I went to the other day? Why didn't nobody comment? Like why did nobody flame me for going to like a gay hookup spot? I didn't mean to, but like what? Obviously that's what that was. I didn't know they really existed like that. That's like a place you'd find on a Reddit page. Whoa, how would I know that? I already said this before, but like just to make it clear, cause like it doesn't get to me. It's just like I say it and then you're commenting it. So I'm gonna address it. I'm not gay, but I think guys are attractive. You know what I would call myself? Attractive, or like alluring. But you know what I wouldn't say? I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm relatively attractive, because that shows subconscious insecurity. Because what? As opposed to what? I'm literally the hottest guy I've ever seen right now. I'm so thankful to be me in just so many ways, especially my personality. But like, what the heck? If I didn't look like this, like, ew, I don't want to be anything else ever. Like, I always, like, I kind of think about that dynamic, when you become somebody else's face in shows and stuff, like a whole different body when you possess a body or something. Like, what are you even doing? Like if this is gone, what is it? You, I don't want to be anything else ever. So I feel about myself, and I hope everybody else feels that way too, right? It's confidence. But when I'm like getting shirtless and stuff, that's what I'm showing you. Like, that is how I became the way I am, because I admire, like I'm gonna, lately, not like I had never done this, but I think I lost myself for a little bit after I had one breakup, because I just didn't think about the S word like this that much. But man, I just keep seeing my and I love it. Like, this is the best. You know what I mean? Because I'm really working on myself and feeling that way about like I don't know what to say. Like, not every part of me, just me as a person. Like, can't let anybody bring me down, right? That's what you're supposed to do. And I think I should have been raised that way, been brought up that way. Nobody can bring me down, instead of the people that are supposed to teach me that were putting me down. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then like, it was just neglect, like selective memories. Like, when I look back, there's things like, yeah, obviously they told me to graduate, but I'm saying I don't need to graduate. And then I'm like, asked, like, hey, if I graduated, what would your life plan be? Oh, you can get a better job or whatever. The jobs I'm applying for, high schoolers work, okay? Like, zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket. So I'm tired of that. Just want to get that through. Like, it's not gay baiting when I'm showing my body off. That's just showing my body off. And I'm sorry if that makes you feel gay. I don't know what to say. Just a big rhymer today.